Okay, I think we are live. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Crossing China's Red Line, the weekly live stream where we talk about and show you everything the Chinese Communist Party doesn't want you to see. And that's a lot. Now, today is going to be a very fun episode, I hope. And it's really good to see some of the usual suspects in the chat today. I saw Xu Xuan. I saw Mike Stewart is always there. We've got Headley there. Who else is in there? I think that's it for now. Oh, I'm in there as well, chatting apparently. So awesome. Okay, guys. So let's get started with today's live stream. We've got an interesting one. So we're going to start with a little bit of humor for you guys. Let's do it. Okay. Oh my God, he just barked at me. This monstrosity of a human being. Now, for those of you who have absolutely no idea who this guy is, this is Mao Xinyu. He is one of China's generals in the military. And in fact, he's the youngest major general in Chinese military history. Now, that must mean that this guy is something special, right? He must have really jumped up the ranks to reach this pinnacle of his career. No. This is nepotism at its finest in the CCP. This guy is actually Chairman Mao's only grandson. And at the age of 40, he got promoted to be a major general, which is really hilarious just because of how incompetent this guy is. He is one of the most incompetent generals that you will ever see in history. Now, a major general should be in charge of a whole garrison, right? And they're responsible for a hell of a lot, like imagine your country goes to war and this guy is in charge. And you're going to see why in a second. I'm going to play the clip, don't worry. But I just wanted to say that a major general is usually between the age of 45 to 50. And apparently, I've looked at some research about it, and only 3% of colonels ever reach major general. So for this guy to be promoted to major general is the laughing stock of China. And actually, a lot of people, they do make fun of him, even though it's not allowed to make fun of people in the military or political leaders in China. But people still take the piss out of this guy, and rightly so. Let's have a quick look at good old Mao Xinyu. So this is Mao Zedong's grandson, the youngest general in China's history. Okay, have a look. Oh dear, let's just take that back. I want to pause it at that exact moment. He is looking for some green minerals up there. Oh my God. This was on live TV as well. And he's picking his nose. And notice how they quickly, as soon as he does this, they've got that good close-up shot, haven't they? They're like, okay, camera 3, close up. Holy shit, he's picking his nose. A little bit of slow-mo action there for you. Okay, now, one of the funniest things about this guy is that his Chinese writing is even worse than mine. I posted an Instagram post of me with writing some Chinese characters yesterday, and a lot of people commented saying it looks shite. My Chinese looks so ugly. My handwriting is really bad. But when compared to this guy, mine is like a professor's level. Look at this. It says 你知道的太多了，你知道的太多了, which means you know so much. Wow. It's like poetry, isn't it? It's like poetry. It's like music to my ears, you know. Wow, what a really thought-provoking thing to say. You know too much. You know, you've got those great quotes throughout history, haven't you? You know, like I don't know, like one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind. Um, and then you've got like Martin Luther King. I had a dream, and then up there you've got Mao Xinyu. You know too much. Wow, yeah, that is like really bad. And it just the handwriting, for those of you that can understand Chinese characters and can read them, you look at that and it's just a joke. It really is. Here's another one. Here's another one. It says, 我爱烧山, 我爱柯山. So I love Shaoshan Mountain, I love Shao Mountain, and I love Ke Mountain. Whoa, deep and meaningful. And there he is reading a book, you know, trying to look intelligent and doing a piss poor job. So yeah, that is some really, really awful handwriting right there. But the thing is, this is supposed to be celebrated by the people. And, you know, it's even up there for all people to see. Uh, wow. Okay, so here's just a little compilation of clips that I put together about good old Mao. Let's have a little look. I mean, I'm sorry to say, you know, like I'm not really one for pointing out people's physical appearances. I mean, and finding faults with people based on the way that they look. I don't think it's very nice. Okay. I mean, look at me. I am not the most handsome guy on this planet. Okay. But just looking at the way he wears that uniform, it's almost disrespectful to the military, right? With his pants pulled up like that, showing off his big belly. It's kind of disrespectful, I think. He just looks ridiculous. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I don't like making fun of the way people look, but look at him. Come on, guys. And this guy is a military general, and he got promoted above a bunch of other way more capable people. Like I said, this is nepotism at its finest, just because he's the grandson of Mao Zedong. Like, wow, 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 wow. It's crazy. Let's see this message. Sorry. People say he's just a major general in nepotism only. I'd like to know what happens when someone tells him no. He is royalty after all. Yeah, it's ridiculous. Okay, so let's just look at this. Let's look at this little video that I did of him. Okay. Sound music. I mean, it looks like some weird cartoon character, doesn't he? Like, he doesn't look real, you know. If I didn't know this was Mao Xinyu, Mao Zedong's grandson, and somebody showed me this, I would think this was a comedy. This was not real. This was some sort of parody of a inept military general in China, you know, for some TV show or something. Okay, this next clip, yeah, this is the funny one. This one. Well, look, the guy's having to hold him there. Like, I don't think he can walk in a straight line. Look, yeah, look, holding the gut, guys. Don't let everybody see that. Wow. Here he is. Posing up. Oh, dearie me. Okay, so he doesn't exactly have the stature of a military general. And one of his quotes is, I think he actually gives lectures at universities. Like, I mean, that's quite funny in itself based upon his handwriting. He doesn't really look like a scholarly individual, does he? But one of his quotes from one of his lectures is that his grandfather, Mao Zedong, was the perfect man. Okay, so he says that a genocidal madman who's responsible for millions of deaths of the Chinese people during the Great Leap Forward, the Cultural Revolution, millions of deaths, estimates of up to 50 million, maybe more. And this is the perfect man? I guess he doesn't understand what perfect means. Perhaps he meant genocidal, the most genocidal man in history. I don't know. It's quite disturbing, though. And, you know, Mao's policies saw millions of people starve to death. And looking at this guy, Mao Xinyu, I think that he might have actually benefited during this period because, yeah, just look at the state of him. Looks like this guy never went hungry a day in his life, right? Anyway, let's move on from this guy. I just thought it was really funny that this is one of China's top generals. Yeah. Let's move on. All right. All right, the next clip. We have some instant karma coming to this woman who is looks like she's fishing for turtles, sea turtles perhaps. And just very quickly, animal cruelty in China is next level because there are actually no laws in China to protect animals. Okay, some of the most vile and putrid clips online showing animal cruelty, they come from China. I've seen it myself, you know. I've seen, like, I went to a market once and they had lots of these little chicks and they'd all been spray painted different colors, and, you know, kids were buying them. These things wouldn't live for a day. Okay. And that was okay. That was on a market, and people with dogs in cages selling them on the side of the road. Just the way people treat animals is horrible in China. Even there was this another market store had these little key rings filled with water, and in the water were little fish, little turtles, terrapins, whatever they were, and people selling them. These things are going to die, and what the hell are you going to do with that? So animal cruelty in China is terrible, terrible. Let's not forget that Yulin Dog Festival as well, where they actually torture the dogs because they think that if you torture the dog before it dies, then it's going to make it taste better. What the hell is that all about? So anyway, this is some instant karma for this lady who is clearly about to eat this turtle, and I don't know how she's going to eat it, what she plans to do with it, but it's instant karma. Have a look. Okay, that was a good one. Do you agree? Do you want to see it again? Oh, I do, so I'm sorry, but we're going to have to watch it again. Let's take it back for a second. Nope. Here we go. Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, let me see. That's a good comment from Barry saying, when the food bites back. Nice, nice. Yeah, it is payback. It really is. It really is. And there are no animal cruelty laws in China. I remember I met this protest group outside China's embassy talking about how how cruel China is and how they treat animals, especially cats. And they were trying, their mission was to get, hold on, let me just put me, their mission was to get the embassy staff to come out and have a dialogue with them. And I said to them, I said, look, they don't even respect human rights in China. What on earth are you expecting here? You want them to come out and start like supporting animal rights when they don't even give a crap about human rights? Come on. So yeah, they were a little naive. I mean, I respected their protest and their mission and all of that kind of thing, but I just thought that was extremely naive. Anyway, let's move on. In case you didn't notice, I'm looking up today because my monitor is up here. I'm trying something new, so we'll see if it works. Okay. So next, we have a delivery robot in China. They're making a big deal about these delivery robots and this AI and how amazing robots are in China. China, hashtag China in the future, 2070. We've seen it so many times, right? I'm sick of it. So we have a delivery robot in China. Let's have a look. Okay. I mean, those eyes are kind of cute, right? I'm not gonna lie. Is it drunk? When delivery robots drink too much baijiu, that's rice wine in China. What is going on? I mean, is the floor uneven or, I don't think so, right? Yeah, this is the future, guys. China 2070, cyberpunk. Whoa. You get sick of it though, don't you? Like, you really do. You get sick of it. Like, why? Why is it always China's living in the future? 2070 is absolute.
That was bullshit.
Right, let's move along, shall we? I got a very good clip for you coming up next, and I don't want to hype this up too much, but I think it's pretty cool. Okay, let's get it on the screen for us to see. Okay, so this happened in somewhere in Korea. I'm not exactly sure of the location, but there's a taxi driver talking with somebody from Taiwan, and he's having to use a translation app to talk to the guy because obviously they don't speak the same language. Duh. Let's have a look at what he said.
중국 사람들은 소리 지르고 골치 아파.
台湾人既正直又遵守秩序，真好。中国人又大喊。
真的。
Okay, so translation of this, it says Taiwanese people are both upright and law-abiding. That's great. But the Chinese are yelling and shouting. Does this give you a headache? So I thought that was pretty awesome. And yeah, it's just funny. And also, as you can see, it's in traditional Chinese characters. Actually, the Ma is not, and no, but Taiwan. No, actually, that is in, whoa, that's in simplified Chinese. So maybe the taxi driver needs to get himself Google Translate and set it to traditional Chinese characters because, yeah. Although it's kind of funny because a little pink might see that and get pissed off. They'll be like, damn, They're even saying it in my own Mao Zedong Newspeak simplified characters here. But yeah, I love it. I love it. It says Taiwan ren ji zheng zhi you jin shou jin xu 中国人有大喊大叫头疼吗 Yeah, so does it give you a headache? 头疼, for those of you, 头疼, headache. Brilliant, brilliant. Okay, let's move on because we've got another crazy clip which really pissed me off when I saw this one. Okay, so here we are. We're in, picture the scene. You're in Shanghai. You're in a sushi restaurant. And then all of a sudden, this Chinese Karen just starts throwing a little temper tantrum. She was really offended by the food, apparently. And she angrily throws sushi bowls, plates, and all sorts of things, and just really makes a scene. And then there's a guy, a foreigner, not sure exactly where he's from because you don't really hear him speak or even see his face for that means, but he intervenes in the situation and he gets a complete earful from this Chinese Karen. She starts to speak English. It's really embarrassing stuff. Let's listen to this.
Hey. 可是您是有什么要求？
不合格这都不是
我操！
你喊什么喊呢？你是谁？
So she's like, "Who are you?
你是一个垃圾。
You are trash. You're trash.
你为什么来中国呢？你为什么来中国呢？
Why are you in China?
你为什么来中国呢？你为什么来中国呢 ？Why you come to China? You need to be president of China. You are not a Chinese.
You're not Chinese."
服务产业，我们这家店是搞谁？知道我是谁？
Trash.
我是你们的神的妻子，
I'm your
王明
customer.
记住，我是
Oh
谁？
yeah.
我是谁？我想干你。You have no authority.
You have no authority. What a line. What a line. This is very typical of a Chinese nationalist telling you you've got no authority. And actually, she doesn't have any authority either. I doubt she's a member of the Chinese Communist Party. And if she is, even then, she doesn't have any authority. She has no authority at all in this matter. And she thinks that she can just throw stuff around in a restaurant, point at a guest in the restaurant. This is this really disgusting behavior from her.
You have no freedom.
Oh my God. Did she really just say you have no freedom? Did she really say you have no freedom to a foreigner living in China? That is one of the most hilarious things that I've ever heard. That is funny as fuck, isn't it? A Chinese person telling a foreigner that they have no freedom, okay? When in China, they have absolutely no freedom at all. Apart from freedom to act like this. Look at that. It's terrible behavior. You have no freedom. Absolute. You have no freedom. Wow. Wow.
You are the foreigner. You are not a man.
You are the foreigner. You are not a man.
You're not a man. You are a dog.
Did she say you are a dog? Oh my God. This woman is terrible. Really terrible. And I'd just like to point out that to me, it looks like the other people in the restaurant are completely disgusted by her behavior as well. And I think most people who would see this clip, most rational people, including people in China, they would obviously think that this woman is absolutely horrible and vile, and they would not behave in this manner, okay? Just to let you guys know, not all of the people in China behaving like this, absolutely not. But unfortunately, the government encourages this kind of nationalism because on the world stage and to their own people, they talk about the problem of foreigners, and they, there's lots of anti-Japanese sentiment and anti-American American imperialism, a lot of horrible thoughts, and the government promotes this. This is kind of a government sanctioned behavior. And like I said, luckily not everybody in China follows the government or even pays attention to it. A lot of people only follow it just because it might help them to advance in their career or something like that. But generally, I don't think they would support this kind of behavior. But unfortunately, you always get the odd one like this crazy Karen. Now she's stabbing the dude, look. Jesus Christ, what is he doing? This is, this woman is what we call little pink. Little pink, Xiao Fan Hong. Little pink. You will find out some more about it.
咋又回来了？你们疯子吧？
He's terrorizing that restaurant, though, isn't he? And, we've seen Karen videos from all over the world, right? We see Karen videos all the time. But this woman is nuts. What's the plot? What the hell? Okay, so I'm gonna skip this for a minute if we want to wait. I mean, this woman's shouting at her. She's like, go away, go high, get lost. Yeah, so this woman, like I said, this Karen, she is a little pink. I think that she's been sitting in the sun for too long because she looks a little pink. So little pink, for those of you that don't know, and I'm pretty sure that you guys know what a little pink is if you follow anything coming out of China, but it's a term that is used to describe young Chinese nationalists on the internet. And little pinks are ultra nationalists. They're a little bit different from the 50 Cent Army, the Wu Mao, because the little pink is generally just a nationalist that isn't being paid to do their work. So they're doing this for free on behalf of China's government. They love the government. They think that the sun shines out of Xi Jinping's ass, and I can assure you that it doesn't, okay? So anyway, let's look at some little pinks, because I've been seeing quite a few videos recently of China's little pinks in various countries with China's flag, planting the flag. Let's have a look. All right. So here's some guys. This is the Fujian Association in the USA, and they are celebrating China's Victory Day, the Victory Day, because they didn't win much, really, did they? Especially the CCP. They're celebrating China's Victory Day over Japan somewhere. I think this is in New York, okay? And they've got China's national flag. I don't know what they're proud of from the Second World War, because it was pretty much the Republic of China that helped repel Japan, that kept Japan busy while America decided what to do and eventually bombed Japan with 2 nuclear bombs, 2 atom bombs, actually. So I don't know what they're particularly proud of. It was the communists that kind of hid in the caves and bided their time, waited for the Republic of China, the nationalists, to become a lot weaker, and then completely take advantage of it, have a civil war, and take over and force the Republic of China to flee to Taiwan. But anyway, these guys, they've got China's flag. They're looking all happy about it. Yeah, look. There's like a bunch of flags hanging up there next to the American flag. I mean, there they are. They're outside this place. Quite interesting, because I don't think you'd see like American flags hanging side by side with flags of China in China. And if you did, it would definitely wouldn't be outside just a random building, because I'm pretty sure that's not allowed. Anyway, this guy's like, get lost or something. I don't know why he pointed at the camera. Music is quite appropriate. And here we have a little pink flying the flag in Tokyo. I think he's gone to Mount Fuji. Yay! Yay, communism! Now, some people might say, well, Lewis, don't you fly Taiwan's flag? And yes, I do. I walk around with Taiwan's flag, but in case you didn't notice, I'm not Taiwanese. And I'm not doing it for some nationalist reason. I'm doing it to raise awareness for the country of Taiwan. I'm not going there to another country, flying Taiwan's flag and saying Taiwan is the best, we're better than your country, because that is what these guys are doing, okay? And sure, there's nothing wrong with being proud of where you're from, right? But I think if I went to China with, I don't know, with Taiwan's flag, that would just be suicide. But if I went there with the British flag, I stood up on one of China's mountains and started waving a massive British flag, I'm pretty sure that they would rip it up and throw it away. I saw some Korean tourists doing that, and I should have included that clip in this live stream, but I just totally forgot. I just thought of it now, but there was a Korean guy, a tourist in China, somewhere on a mountain. He had a little tiny Korean flag. He was just waving it around, and then a tourist, a Chinese tourist, just jumped on him, grabbed the flag, and like ran off with it. Okay, so these guys going around to different countries doing this, yeah, that's all well and good. But if I can't go to their country and do it, then that's really not fair, is it? It's not reciprocal. So anyway, I just think it's ridiculous. And hopefully I'm going to see something like this in London. You know, I want to see some guys flying China's flag, because I'll go up to them with Taiwan's flag and we'll have a little bit of back and forth, I think. It'll be interesting. That's all I want to say about that. All righty. We're coming towards the end of the stream. I just wanted to show you how ridiculous it is. Apparently, this is China's military preparing for that parade that we saw last week. And some of the things that they do is just insane. And this was supposed to be a flex, but I think a lot of people on the internet were just like taking the piss out of it and making fun out of it and just saying like, why are they so goddamn serious about a military parade? You know, they take it all so seriously. You take the fun out of it. Look at it. stopping moving his head. When you put your head down, you're going to be like, ouch, you know? I have no idea, like, guys, what is the card in the mouth for? What is that all about? Like, is that... I have no idea why they're doing that. Let me know in the chat, because I have absolutely no idea. And like some rip on their head or something. Yeah, reflecting profusely. Oh God, look at that. That is fun. Yuck. Wow, that's crazy, man. Let's just look at it one more time. I want to see everything again. Yeah, what the hell is that all about? So stupid. All I'm saying is if they're sweating like this for just standing there doing nothing, they're not going to do very well in a serious conflict. All right. This really disturbing crap. And I'm pretty sure that most of you have seen this already. So I'm just going to play the clip in a second. But apparently Reuters, according to the Great Translation movement, for some reason that was a bit of a tongue twister for me. So the Great Translation movement posted this, saying that Reuters withdrew the rival Xi and Putin longevity video due to legal permission issue from China's state media. Probably they're afraid of the consequence if Xi dies before the age of 50. So there was this video going around. Oh yeah, this was a very interesting cartoon. I don't know who did this, but whoever did it did an amazing job there. They are talking about organ harvesting, Xi, Putin, and Kim Jong-un. This was before the parade, while they were doing their little walk and talk. And somebody translated it. And they're talking about how to live to the age of 150 with scientific advances in organ transplants. And we all know that China is very famous for organ harvesting, right? So it was quite disturbing. I just wonder, whose organs are they going to be harvesting? Could it be dissidents, Hong Kongers even, Tibetans, people who disapprove of the CCP? Maybe just somebody who called Xi Jinping Winnie the Pooh? Because these are the types of people that these organs are going to come from to help them live to 150. It's disgusting. Vile. All right, guys, one last thing. I totally forgot about this one. So we have the mega embassy, and there's been an article in the BBC, came out yesterday, I think, saying approving a China embassy would be unlawful, the UK government told. So let me just give you a quick rundown of this. So there's a guy called Lord Peter Banner, KC. He's one of the UK's top planning lawyers, and he says it would be unlawful for the government to approve China's proposed mega embassy at the former Royal Mint, right next to the Tower of London. You've seen several videos from me about it over on my Free China channel, I'm sure. So, like I've said on the channel on Free China, the plans are very highly controversial. China grayed out parts of its designs, refusing to disclose what certain rooms will be used for. And Lord Peter Banner has argued that planning permission cannot legally be granted on such redacted plans. So a major flashpoint is security. Beijing wants to keep part of the site open to the public so visitors can see historic ruins, and a proposed Chinese heritage center is apparently going to be there in that area near the historic ruins. So any member of the public can just go on in there, have a look around. But the Foreign Office and Home Office warns this poses serious public order and national security risks, because let's say a protester goes in there, or somebody like me even goes in there, somebody who's critical of the CCP. We walk straight into that forecourt, and then all of a sudden we're on China's ground, and they can do whatever the hell they want with us, which is crazy. Walk into that forecourt and just get into trouble for being there. And like I said, China can just arbitrarily do whatever the hell they want. And that's very worrying. Okay, so yet the UK police and emergency services wouldn't be able to intervene, since the land obviously falls under Chinese diplomatic immunity. So this guy Banner, he's a lawyer, by the way, says China's assurances that police access would be allowed are legally meaningless. They're meaningless because you can't take China's word for it. Okay, so we now, let me just move this slide along. So this lady, Angela Rayner, she was the deputy prime minister. She was past tense because she just handed in her resignation because she failed to pay enough tax on her second home, her £800,000 flat in Brighton, in Hove. And yeah, she didn't pay tax on it, or she didn't pay enough tax on it. And she was in charge. She was the housing secretary. So that is a massive, massive joke, and just a kick in the teeth to anybody who's trying to buy a house now, that the actual housing secretary didn't pay tax on her second home. Her second home. Yeah, you know, people are struggling to buy a house here in the UK. The prices are just going through the roof. And you've got this woman, she's supposed to be the housing secretary, not paying her taxes. No. So anyway, she's resigned. She's gone, done and dusted. Praise the Lord. But we have a new guy called Steve Reed. He is now the housing secretary, and he has to make a decision about the mega embassy by October the 21st. So hopefully this might be a complete turnaround. This might be the game changer. Hopefully this guy has some common sense, and he's going to see through China's bullshit. He's going to see through China's bullshit and actually get this thing rejected, so we don't have to have this CCP mega embassy here in the UK. So yeah, crazy stuff, but that's just another update for the mega embassy, and it will continue. And yes, it definitely will continue, because there's going to be another protest on the 28th of September. I will be going there. I've also got, hopefully, next week, I've already discussed with him, but we just need to definitely agree 100% that we're going to do it. But sometime next week, I'm going to go over to London, to Tower Hamlets estate, and interview a fellow named Mark. I forget his surname now, Mark something or other. But he's one of the residents of Tower Hamlets who's opposing this mega embassy. He has multiple reasons. He's even set up a crowd fund. You might have seen, I spoke with him on one of my live streams, like when I was doing the mega embassy protest a couple of weeks ago. So yeah, I'm going to go and interview him. I'm going to attend the protest on the 28th of September. There's going to be a lot more happening to do with this mega embassy, and of course I'm going to have to cover it. So sorry guys, you're going to see more mega embassy videos on the Free China channel. Anyway, that is all I have for you today for this stream. Let me move this off of here and let me move myself so I can actually look at the screen without looking up properly. We'll actually move it down here and I can read some of your chats. Okay, let's go. I hope it's a mega no. Well, I hope this Steve Reed guy gives us a mega no. Yeah, hopefully, man. Hopefully. Because it's quite disturbing. Okay. Let me see. Is this live stream still live? Because, yeah, I'm going to be answering some questions now, but for some reason it's telling me that there's nobody watching. Kind of ridiculous. Do we have anybody watching? Let me just check. We've got, this channel is doing all right, you know. It's not fantastic or anything. Yeah, there we go. I'm still live. That's good. I just had to double check that. It's doing quite well, you know. Like we got 311 subscribers. It's not doing fantastic, but so far, not bad. Not bad. Okay, let me see. Okay, let me see. Lewis, what do you think about the recent uprising in Nepal? Looks like the youth there have had enough. Yeah, and I think we're going to see this in lots of other countries as well. People have just had enough with the way things are going. It's crazy, man. I watched a video. There was some travel vlogger. I mean, I've looked at his account, and he does like he's traveled all around the place. You know, he doesn't get that many views. Like, I mean, 10,000, 20,000. But he did a video. He just happened to be there in Nepal when those riots were taking place, and whoa, man, like it was insane. Like people burning cars and just going crazy. And his video is like had millions of views now. Like it's just crazy, you know. You just be in the right place at the right time, and you can get one of those banger of a video. And yeah, it's really interesting. All right, let's see. Okay. Barry says, really like the earlier stream time. It makes it easier to watch in Taiwan. It also makes it easier for you to join the stream and come on with me. So just let me know if you want to come on in again. Because we've had you over on Free China. Maybe we can have you come on this channel as well. Okay, I am live. Good to hear. Okay. I am excited for your new channel, Lewis. Thank you, Mel. I'm excited about it too, as well. I want to get it. Obviously, I want to try and get more people watching and that kind of thing. I don't know how to do that. I guess it just happens. So you've got to be patient. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. So far, so good though. I think after a few months, we're going to get there. And I'm going to try and do more live streams on here. Although I'm going to commit to doing one every week, every Thursday. But I think that if something comes up, I might just do some like random streams if something interesting happens and I need to get it out. You know, like maybe there might be some breaking news or something. So yeah, definitely want to think about doing more streams on here, not only every Thursday, but just do some other streams and even maybe some videos, you know, I don't know. Maybe sometimes I can do a subject that doesn't really lend itself to the Taiwanese audience that I've built up on Free China might be more suitable to go on here. So we'll see. We'll see. But thank you. I'm glad you're excited. Okay. There might be a chance for us with no mega embassy. CCP is now in the new axis. It definitely is. Iran, North Korea, Russia, China. Crazy. Okay. Nepal is different from CCP China. Absolutely. Okay. Let's see. I agree. There is a protest this Saturday, the 13th, in Ottawa. What's going on in Ottawa then? Is that the capital city of Canada, by the way? Or am I just being dumb here? Okay. The protest here is to take back Canada from the woke, corrupt, liberal government. Sounds good. Sounds good. Okay. The liberals here are deep under the sheets with the CCP, and we've had enough of it. Man, I think that all governments are just deep under with the CCP, deep under the sheets. They really are. They really are, man. It's crazy. It's crazy to think about it. But I just think that because all of this cheap shit is made in China, and people like their cheap shit, don't they? They love their cheap shit. And that's where it's made. And that's why China has this like a carrot on the string, dangling it in front of the donkey, right? Yeah, it's crazy. Mike, you voted for the Liberals, did you? Oh dear. Corruption is very normal human behavior, but the CCP makes it into art. Yeah, corruption is rampant in the CCP. They could do like a whole lecture on it. Why is this live stream saying that I've only been live? There's something really wrong with this software that I'm using. What the heck? Let me move it here again for a second. Why is it saying that I've only been live for 2 seconds now? Guys, the live stream hasn't cut out, has it? Like, seriously, this software is bollocks. Okay. Yeah, I did vote Labour. I'm going to admit it. I hold my hands up. I voted Labour. I did because I was sick of the Conservative Party. They've been in power for too long, and Labour just seemed like they had a better idea, a better plan. And now I'm just watching it all collapse. It's quite interesting, though. It is interesting to observe what's going on here in UK at the moment. And yeah, with the Labour Party, boy, that was a mistake, wasn't it? Anyway, moving on. Yeah. There was a blank screen moment a few seconds ago. Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on, but yeah. Mike never voted for the Liberals. Fair enough, guys. Vote for whoever you want to, man. Like, you know, sometimes the choice is between the lesser of two evils, right? And I'm afraid that most parties are going to be in bed with China because they want to do that trade deal with them. So it's actually quite hard to decide if you're just going to decide based upon who like does business with China and who doesn't want to do business with China. So it's just not an easy choice. There's so many other factors involved, right? Anyway, yay. You guys got anything else for me today? Or do I have to end this stream? I think I'm going to end the stream, guys. thank you everybody for joining me today. It's been a pleasure as usual. I hope you guys had a good one. Hopefully you got some good information about China and some updates on what's going on, especially with the mega embassy and the little pinks. And of course, we got to see lovely Mao Xinyu picking his nose. That's always a plus. So yeah, anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you all in the next one here on Crossing China's Red Line. And there will be some new videos coming out on Free China next week. I've got a really good one planned this Saturday. Not going to tell you what I'm going to do, but you'll see. You'll see. It's going to be a good one. Anyway, guys, take care, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.